Hi, my name is Eugen Popa and I'm very excited that you're watching this video because it means you're interested or you're curious at least about the subliminal therapy or the Centrum Technique or Jaegerian therapy. Of course, there are so many names, but for now, let's just stick to Centrum Technique. What is Centrum Technique? This technique has been initiated by Dr. Edwin Jaeger many years ago, and he's been using it for about 40 years now. It's one of the simplest methods to work with the subconscious mind in a conscious state of mind. What does this mean? Basically, the Centrum Technique, it's a method that enables you, the therapist, or you yourself after you've learned the technique, to work with the subconscious mind without being in a hypnotic trance. Of course, as you work with the technique, you will go into a slight trance, but there's no need, there's no requirement to use a hypnotic induction in order to use this technique. And the technique is extremely effective. It's very, very efficient and usually doesn't take very long. So, Centrum Technique makes use of the concept of parts of personality. And basically what it presupposes is that our personality is made of several parts, just like the fingers are making this palm, this hand. And there is a central part. So when we work with Centrum Technique, we don't talk to each of the parts in particular, but we talk to the central part. So like, for instance, I have this book here, right? So I have this book that has many pages. Now, all these pages are parts of this book. This book would be you, for instance, right? So you have so many pages, you have so many aspects of your personality. And instead of going and finding the right page, what we do, we talk to the central part, to the backbone of this book. And this central part knows all of the parts. So when we use subliminal therapy or Centrum Technique, what we do, we talk to the centrum. That's why it's called the Centrum Technique. We talk to the central part and we ask this part to identify the parts that are having a problem. Now, it's very important to understand that every time somebody has a problem or an issue, that is because one of those parts is creating the problem. So it's not the entire person that has a problem, but there is one part, one, if you will, one page. So let's say this part, this book, this client comes to me and says, I have a problem. Let's say I want to quit smoking, or I have a depression, or whatever, right? So what do? I go and talk to the central part and say, please find that part or parts that are originating this problem. So then central part will go and scan and say, okay, I found it. It's this one. Now it's important to understand that this part, it's not evil. It has a positive intent. It only that was, so to speak, stained by an event earlier, some time ago in the history of this person. So what do? We work together with the central part to help this particular part be free of that issue. And when that happens, the client is helped with their issue. So subliminal therapy or Centrum Technique, it's extremely simple. It's a step-by-step protocol, and in the workshop we're going to teach this technique. You'll learn exactly word for word. You learn the exact protocol that you need to follow in order to make this process work. It's very, very simple. It's basically almost like a yes or no question. So if the client says no, then you go this way. If the client says yes, then you go this way. The protocol is very simple, and in this 3 days workshop, we will go in very deep detail in how to use Centrum Technique to achieve the results. And Centrum Technique can be used both to solve a problem therapeutically, basically. So that means that if somebody comes with, I have an emotional problem, I have a phobia, or I have an addiction, or I have a depression, or I have this illness, then you can use Centrum Technique in a therapeutic way and help them be free of that problem. Or you can use Centrum Technique to enhance an ability or a quality, or to acquire a new ability or quality that the client wants. So you can use it both ways, not just therapeutically, but you can use it to enhance whatever the client wishes. Of course, once you learn Centrum Technique, you can apply it to yourself, and we'll have a special part of the workshop that will deal precisely with working with yourself. So what do we do in this workshop? First, of course, we will start with the basic. We'll start with the theoretical part, which is required for you to understand what is the principle that Centrum Technique is based on. Then we will start to give examples, then we'll do demonstrations, then we'll do more demonstrations, then you'll do practice, then we'll do Q&A, then we'll do more demonstrations and more practice, so that by the end of the 3-day certification course, you will have a clear understanding, you'll have a good grip on what you can use Centrum Technique for, you'll know what the process is, and you'll know it both theoretically and practically because you've applied so many times, and also experientially because someone else has been using this technique with you in class. Many times when I'm teaching this course, participants are actually achieving great results with their own issues. So they come to the training because they want to learn the technique to use it with their clients, but at the same time, they themselves achieve results because they have, everybody has their own issues. So basically, you can create this transformation change within the workshop. So 3 days of Centrum Technique. It's an international certification workshop. And what you can do right now is to just sign up for this course, and I'll be happy to meet you, to talk with you, to answer all of your questions, to do lots of demonstrations, because I love to teach and I love to learn through practical application, not just by talking, but actually by doing. So again, if you're ready to do so, and I'm hoping you're ready to do so, and so again, what you have to do right now, just go ahead and sign, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the class. See you soon.